Hi guys. Mostly in our life we have some keen interest to get something, right? And we are sometimes we are demanding that particular commodity to our parents also, isn't it? So if we have any keen interest to buy something and we are demanding and we plan to buy that particular product, and we are buying that from the market within the given income at a price, a unit. All these things we need to discuss today, and that is what is called demand. When we are buying something from the market, we are the consumers, and as a consumer I have different taste. Okay, as a consumer I like to buy something, but as a consumer you like to some other things. Okay, our taste as a consumer, our taste and preferences are different. Then we are buying, as a consumer I like to buy some orange, you also like orange. When I am buying, I will check, I will look the price of that particular commodity, right? What is the price of orange in the market today? If it is less, I will buy more. And off season the price of that orange, it will increase. So that time as a consumer I don't like to buy more at a higher price. So all these things we have to learn from the new chapter, and that is what is called demand. So what is mean by demand? What is the meaning of a demand? The quantity of a commodity, quantity of the good that the consumer is willing to buy at a particular price in a given period of time. Today I went to market. I need to buy apple, and the price of apple, that is 30 rupees. I have limited income, 100 rupees with me. So I can utilize that amount, and I like to buy apple. The price of the apple is 30 rupees. How much I am buying? 1 kilo or 2 kilo or 3 kilo. At that quantity, that is what is called demand. So what is the meaning of demand? Quantities of the good that consumer is willing to buy at a particular price in a given period of time. Then how much we are buying that particular commodity from the market, that depends upon the various factors. So next we have to discuss on the determining factors of demand. Various factors are there. First we will look the price of the commodity, say 30 rupees or 50 rupees or 100 rupees per kilo for orange or apple. Okay, so the price of on good. If I need to buy a pen, I will look the price of a pen. So that is the first factor determining the demand, that is on price of the commodity. Then price of related goods. When we think about the price of related goods, we can classify into different ways. One is substitute goods. Can you tell some examples of substitute goods? I will tell you, tea and coffee. What is the speciality of tea and coffee? Beverage drinks. Yes, beverage drinks. And some people like tea more, some people likes coffee more. But we know that we can use tea or coffee, right? Tea or coffee. So such goods we can call it as substitute goods. And the price of substitute goods, for example tea, the price of tea increase. What about the demand of coffee? Naturally we know that if we are able to consume one good instead of another one, tea for coffee, and the price of tea increasing day by day, we will substitute coffee for tea, right? we are reducing the buying the quantity of the tea decrease and we'll increase the quantity of coffee. That naturally happened. So that is substitute goods. Another one is, nowadays everyone knows that in each house we can see at least 2-3 vehicles, but the price of petrol increasing day by day, not 100. Okay, it's rise to 150 or 200 day by day, it is increasing. Or in certain situations we can see that the availability of petrol is not in the market. What about the quantity demand of a car? It will comes down. Okay, socks and shoes. Shoes are not available in the market. Will you buy more socks? Or the price of shoes increasing day by day, will you buy more socks? No. So these goods are related each other. Shoes and socks, car and petrol, pen and ink. Such goods we can call it as complementary goods. These complementary goods also comes under the related goods. Okay, so these related, the price of related goods also affecting the demand, quantity demanded. Then we can see that consumer's income. As a consumer, I have enough money. Salary is increasing every year, increasing, and I'm ready to spend also. I'm ready to spend for buying something. So the demand in the market of various goods, it will increasing. So another factor affecting the demand is consumer's income. High income group, they will consume more. Less income group, they will consume less. Then move to the next one, that is taste and preferences of the consumer. I don't like ice cream. I don't like to buy ice cream from the market. There is no demand from my side for ice cream. But you like more. You like ice cream more. Okay, so taste and preferences. If you like a particular commodity, you will consume more. If you don't like, you will not consume that particular commodity. So these are the factors affecting demand. Which are the factors affecting demand? Tell me. On price, price of related goods, consumer's income, taste and preferences good. Taste and preferences. Then, which are the goods comes under related goods? Substitute goods and complementary goods. What is the example for the substitute goods? Tea or coffee. Complementary goods, ink and pen. Shoes and socks, car and petrol. Okay, so these are the factors affecting demand. So next is demand function. What do you mean by demand function? Functional relation between quantity demanded and the price, we can call it as the demand function. We have studied that there are certain factors determining the quantity demanded. Which are the factors affecting the demand? Price of on good, price of related good, consumer's income, taste and preferences of the consumer. So when we write this demand function mathematically, we can denote as demand function. It's a function of price of the commodity, say X or Y, then price of related goods, then income of the consumer, then taste and preferences of the consumer. So demand function, the functional relation between the price of commodity, price of related goods, income, taste and preferences of the commodity of the consumer, we can call it as the demand function. So welcome back to the next topic, that is law of demand. Law of demand states that there is an inverse relation between price and the quantity demanded. When the price increase, quantity decrease. When the price decrease, quantity increase. When other factors are remaining the same. Which are the other factors? Price of related goods, taste and preferences, income of the consumers, etc. When other things remaining the same, the price and the quantity demanded inversely related. When price increase, quantity decrease. When price decrease, quantity increase. And related to this law of demand, we can see two principles. What are the principles of comes under the law of demand? One is mu is equal to price. We have learned related to the consumer's equilibrium, we have learned two approach, utility approach and indifference curve approach. In the utility approach, we have learned that the marginal utility which is equal to the price, the consumers are in equilibrium or consumers are willing to consume a particular product where mu greater than price, and the consumers are in equilibrium where the marginal utility which is equal to the price. And another one is the law of equimarginal utility. Have you remember we have learned one formula, that is MUX divided by the P of X, which is equal to MUY by P of Y, which is equal to the income of the consumer. This is another two commodity case. In two commodity case, the consumers are in equilibrium at the point where MUX by P of X is equal to MUY by P of Y is equal to the income of the consumer. So these two principles we are applying to this law of demand. So law of demand states that the price and the quantity demanded inversely related. Okay, so I will explain this law of demand with the help of the demand schedule and demand curve. I told you law of demand I will explain with the help of a demand schedule and demand curve. Here we can see that there is a table which shows the price and the quantity demand. See the price level of a commodity. Price is decreasing. In the beginning it is high, that is 5 rupees, then 4, 3, 2. Here we can see the change in price. Price decreased. Then what about the quantity demanded? Demand increasing when the price decrease. I told you in the law of demand, which states an inverse relation between the price and the quantity demand. Here when the price is 5 rupees, quantity demanded is 100. When the price decrease 4, the quantity demanded increase 100 to 200. When the price 3, what about the quantity demanded? That is 300. So this table which shows an inverse relation between the quantity demand and the price. Okay, when we move to the graphical representation of the relation between the price and the quantity demand, here we can see that there are certain points. These points shows the price and the quantity demanded. At the price of 5 rupees, quantity demanded is 100. 4 rupees, 200. 3 rupees, 300 the quantity. So 2 rupees, 400. So this graphical representation of the relation between the price and the quantity demanded, we can call it as a demand curve, DD. And the demand curve always is a downward sloping curve, negatively sloped. Why is it negatively sloped or downward sloping? That is law of demand. Inverse relation between price and the quantity demanded. Then there is a question arise in your mind. Chances there. There is only one shape or slope of demand curve, that is straight line. No. I will explain that. Here we can see that there is a demand curve, downward sloping demand curve. And demand curve, I told you, there is a inverse relation between the price and the quantity. Here we can see that when the price is OP, what about the quantity demanded? Quantity demanded is OQ. Then the price decreased from OP to OP1. Price decreased. What about the quantity demanded? Quantity demanded increase Q to Q1. This area, see this area P1, then this area Q1. These two area, it makes a rectangle and the same size. The area is the same. Okay. This is the change in price. This is change in quantity. Change in price and change in quantity both are equal, which creates an area of rectangle, equal area of rectangle. So this demand curve, which is known as a rectangular hyperbola. So when the shape of the demand curve is a rectangular hyperbola, when the change in price, which is equal to change in quantity demanded. Suppose the price changed 10%. There is a 10% change in price, which is equal to the quantity demanded also 10%. In this case, the shape of the demand curve is rectangular hyperbola. I hope you get the point. So till now we have discussed on what is demand, what is meaning of demand, what are the factors affecting demand, law of demand. Now we need to think about the change in demand curve, shift in demand curve due to several factors. We have studied that there are certain factors determining the quantity demanded. We can take the first case, that is change in on price, change in price of a commodity. When other things remaining the same, which are the other things? Income of the consumer, taste and preferences of the consumer, price of related goods. All these factors remain the same. There is no change. Okay? Then price of the commodity change. Price. Y-axis represents price. X-axis represents quantity. We can see that when the price is P, this is the price level. What about the quantity demanded? Q. When the price decreased, P to P1, quantity demanded Q to Q1. Again the price decreased, P1 to P2. What about the quantity? Quantity again increased. Okay. So here we can see that there is a change in quantity demanded due to change in price. And there is no shift in demand curve. There is a movement along the demand curve. It will comes up or it comes down. And it can be classified into, this movement along the demand curve can be classified into two. That is extension and contraction. Extension and contraction. What do you mean by extension? When the price decrease, quantity increase. When the price decrease, quantity increase. That is what is called the extension of demand. Then opposite. That means the price increase. When the price increase, quantity decrease. When the price increase, quantity decrease. That is what is called the contraction of demand. So the demand curve. There is a change in quantity demanded due to change in price when other things remaining the same. That is quantity demanded, change in quantity demanded or movement along the demand curve. It can be divided into extension demand and contraction demand. When the price decreased, quantity increased. That is extension. When the price increased, quantity decreased. That is contraction. When we move to the another, that means this price of the commodity remain the same, but other factors are changing. Income of the consumer increase or decrease, or the related goods increase or decrease, or taste and preferences increase or decrease. Due to these reasons, there is a shift in the demand curve. That is shift in demand curve or change in demand. quantity demanded. For example, the price of the commodity remain the same and the income of the consumer increase. What will happen to the demand curve? The demand curve will shift rightward. Am I right? The consumer will consume more. So the demand curve will shift rightward, D to D1, D1. Opposite situation, that means the consumer's income decrease. What will happen to the demand curve? It will shift leftward, D2, D2. What about the taste and preferences? The taste and preference is more and the price of the commodity is same. It will shift upward or rightward. The taste is less. Preferences are less of a commodity. Price, even the price remain the same also. If the taste and preferences fall less, then the quantity demanded also less. So here we can see that shift in demand curve or change in demand curve, that is when the price changes, other factors remaining the same. This case shows the price of the commodity remains the same and other factors changing. Income, taste and preferences, related goods, etc. So these are the various points related to the demand.